Hello there YouTube, yokoso doshiteru to another video. This is going to be one of my latent games in Shogun Total War. I haven't done one of these in a while. Today my opponent is nobody. I don't know why it kind of bugged out when we were playing. We were playing on the Waterfalls map, and my micro is going to be horrible. I'm going to be rustier than an old bike that's been left out in the rain for like 60 years. But yeah, I figured why not do some Shogun, because there were plans of me and Fan of Gaming trying to do some co-op today, but I don't know why. It's like the universe doesn't want us to do it. Fan's game wasn't working, so now he's in the process of uninstalling and reinstalling. But anyway, let's take a look at the actual name of my opponent. My opponent is actually called nothing. He has no name in this game, so I'm gonna call him Red, the red guy. He doesn't have really that much of an impressive army. He has some katana samurai, some lone swords, and some more katana samurai. What he does have a lot of is his bows. He has a lot of boa shigaru here, and you can see one of them is a veteran. Wow, one of them is a veteran, and then he has 2 units of a light cav, and he also has an avatar's bodyguard, who appears to be a leadership general. He also has 2 units, I think, or does he only have 1? No, he definitely has 2 units of Yariya Shigaru. Here they are, in all their glory, marching forward. So that's what my opponent has. As for me, well, my army is kind of, you know, iffy. I've got 2 units of the infamous Kazino Seikon, and they're in the trees here, and I'm about to try and sprig my first trap to sort of get my micro going again. I've got 3 units of the Kazeno Seikon, and so I'm going to launch a first preemptive cavalry attack here at my opponent. And this unit of lone swords is just, you know, kind of exposed. My opponent, you can see, is probably not very experienced, and that's pretty much good for me, because, you know, it'll give me a chance to sort of re-practice what I think I had at one point in time, which is some micro. But you can see my opponent is matching my moves here on the right, but I'm going to take that chance and just plow through his front line here. That charge took out, look at that, took out about 40 men. And I'm going to just pull out of there, but all his bows are going to rain fire on my escaping units. I'm going to move my cav away. They are going to start routing, but this is going to open up a gap right into his bows, and this is the lush center that I want to get. But look at that, his bows are actually doing a lot of damage to my cavalry. And I'm, like, you know, his general is there. His general's weak, so why not go for his general? So I pretty much throw this 1 unit away here. Again, not the best of micro. But I do have more cavalry going on. You can see that now my forces are over here on the right. But there was so much action going on that I actually didn't put them in the radius of the archery dojo, so I didn't get that bonus. My opponent activates rally, but it won't really matter here, because look at this. Clean charge right off his general, who is still in bow mode. And that is going to allow me, I think, to kill his general. Here comes the 2nd unit of Yari Cav. You can see that my opponent just also not doing the best in terms of micro. Hitting his general down to 7 units now, and I think his general is going to actually fall in this engagement. Also, it didn't tell me that his general died in the game, so I thought here that his general wasn't, you know, that this was his general, but it actually was a light cav. You can see here, even though his general did die, they didn't really say anything about his general dying. So I lose all 3 of my cav, and you can see now that I noticed that my men were out of position, so I'm going to line my men up, and let's take a look at what sort of army I've brought for you today. I've got 2 units of Yariya Shigaru, and then I have 3 units of these, 2 units of Boa Shigaru, no veterans at all. The beef of my army is in my Katana Samurai. I mean, look at these guys' stats: 14, 20, 9, 14, 20, 17, and 19, so they definitely have a lot of attack going for them. This one has 22 attack, and generally I like to keep my flanks a little bit more powerful than my center in terms of the infantry, just so that I can cut into my opponent and form a nice little circle. So there are my katanas, pretty much the beef of this army. I like how now katana samurais are, you know, playable, and they're back to being useful again. when we think of like the lone sword spam era, Katana Samurai were just not, they didn't do enough damage for the amount of money. So here is Matsuda Kage. Still rocking the same old outfit, nothing special. So let's take a look at the sort of casualties. I threw away 3 units of, and I say threw away because I don't think I did a good job. But I took, let's see at his units. This unit was down to 31. He lost some units in his bows, I believe. No, he actually didn't lose many bows, which was pretty much a fail on my side. I only managed to hit these 3 units here, cutting them down by about 40 men each. His other light cav is also hurt. His front line is kinda hurt, I think. He did lose some men. You can see that some of the units are indeed hurt, but then others are sort of like intact. But you can see that his swords are not going to be a match for my swords. And since his general died in that engagement, I'm not gonna say that I did a good job with the Yari Cav, but I'm gonna say I achieved some sort of purpose. I do still have 1 unit of Yari Cav, I believe. Did they route? I probably routed. Anyway, so now he has the sword dojo, and I have the archery dojo, and now I'm going to try to take the workshop. And again, my opponent here is going to just move up a little bit. You can see that he's pretty much employing a simple formation. He does have his units in what appear to be one long line, and he is going up to this little crest, this little hill area, and I'm going to try to use that to my advantage. The fact that I pretty much can't fight him here is pretty good for me. Units don't fight on that. So basically what he is now forced to do is funnel his troops through between this waterfall here, this little stream, and this little area. So what I'm going to do is, he's actually taking shots into my Yari Yashigaru. They're taking a lot of casualties. I don't really mind. He doesn't have cavalry that's potent enough to do anything, so I put them in loose formation. Gonna pull them back just a little bit. The workshop is mine, and that is what's gonna matter. You can see now that his bows are just gonna run and chase my little Yari Yashigaru. And over here, I'm going to start moving my troops up, and I'll explain my reasoning here in a little bit. I'm going to push my bows forward, push my infantry to the left, and push my Yari Ashigaru to the right. This way, I'll pretty much be able to absorb any sort of cavalry attack that attempts to come around me. And you can see here that Matsuda Kakemaru with my own Katana Samurai are running forward. My opponent gets off his hill, which is a big mistake. Now I'm going to fight him on even grounds, and when this happens, he's not really going to be able to do anything. So I'm running 1 unit up here, up top. You can see that he has launched his Katana Samurai into my Yari Yashigaru, who are not fighting in the best position. They're actually fighting downhill, but then again, these Yari Yashigaru are just there to hold my opponent on the right side. And you can see here, my Katana Samurai just going to work, you know, going to work on his units. Units mass route without his general, because most of them are Ashigaru type. And you can see here that he's just bashed his light cavalry, his infantry, and his other Yari Ashigaru into mine. And mine are doing okay. They're sort of holding off, doing what they're meant to be doing. And look at this, his units are almost fully intact units running away because of that general snipe. So while my opponent may have not been the best of player, I am not the best of players. So I definitely was rusty there, but I think that general kill allowed me to win that fight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stick around, because later today there's going to be another battle where I also try to shake off some of the rust, but sort of get owned doing it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.